It's time for fantasy.
Number 34 on the offense is on my fantasy team. So, touchdown.
Versus reality.
Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
With Levack and Goz on 104.5 The Team.
Oh, yes, my friends. There are 3 meaningful football games left in this season. And though it is a sad and solemn day for me, as it is the 14th anniversary. 16th anniversary of the Tuck Rule game. That happened 16 years ago today. I am ready for fantasy versus reality. I went 2-1-1 last week. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. And I'm ready to do even more this week.
A very impressive effort by you, but my friend, I also had a good week. I went 3-1, and I'm a Zach Ertz catch away from going for a 4-0 week. So the records stand as this, as we have just 2 more editions of Fantasy versus Reality left. Levack, your record on the season, 26-32-1. My record, 28-29-2.
God, we suck.
So, it's been a great year.
Last year I had this thing wrapped up by now.
You did. Some beer on the line for us. Our final edition will be at Radio Row, but we have 4 picks again.
Yes.
4 picks again this week. Although I won the week, Levack, I will let you, my friend, go first with either championship game or something else. Maybe you got some other bets you want to lead off with.
Since now there's only 2 games, in order for me to make 4 picks, I will also use the totals from these 2 games. Let's go in order. I will be live at the World of Beer. You can come hang out with me, enjoy some awesome craft beer and a whole lot more. 3 o'clock on Sunday, the AFC Championship game. The Jacksonville Jaguars go to the New England Patriots. And it is going to be one of the hardest games I've ever broken down. I've been back and forth in this one. My heart says take the Jags. My head says never go against Tom Brady or a Spaniard in a land dispute. I am telling you right now that this is going to be a bloodbath. This is not going to be pretty in any way, shape, or form. Blake Bortles, Jacksonville, Leonard Fournette, Jalen Ramsey. I know you guys had a great season. I feel good about you in the future, but I don't feel good about you on Sunday. I feel like the New England Patriots defense may actually outscore the Jacksonville offense. I think this game is ugly and over early. I'm not going to give you the total score yet because I'll use that when I do my total pick, but I will tell you that now that it's down to 7 points, Patriots -7 may be one of the easiest wins you'll ever have in the history of your life.
Rarely do I ever hop in and give you a pick as well, but I'm hopping in this time. I'm all in with the New England Patriots as well, man. Number 7, I would give you 13.5. Honestly, I'll give you, if you want to go.
I'll take 13.5.
You want 13.5 for me?
Chick-fil-A, Mall of America, 13.5 points.
Oh, Chick-fil-A's on the line for that? Yes. All right, I'll take it. I'll take the over.
Wager.
First meal when we get some chicken in Minnesota, that's it. I'll give you 13.5. That's how confident I feel about the New England Patriots. Sorry to my best man. Shout out to Pete who lives in Jacksonville and the Jaguars. Not happening. All right, so again, here we go. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. If you followed fantasy versus reality, I'm going to give you players that are going to beat their fantasy football projections for the week. If you're playing DraftKings, FanDuel, maybe you have a online league going on in the playoffs. Here's my pick at quarterback. Now, how I decided was process of elimination this week. I could take Tom Brady, but I honestly don't know how hurt Tom Brady is. I'm kind of nervous about his projections. I could take Case Keenum, but if you're in those weekly draft leagues, Case Keenum right now has the highest price of anybody, and I love Case Keenum, but I'm not paying that big of an offer to get Case Keenum. So that leaves me with 2 more guys. Blake Bortles against Bill Belichick or Nick Foles. Give me Nick Foles by process of elimination. Nick Foles right now is projected to be the 4th highest scoring player this week. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Well, then you realize there's 4 teams playing. It's the least. It's not as good. Nick Foles, 180 yards through the air, a touchdown pass, and an interception hits his projection for 11 points. Now, watch what the Minnesota Vikings, our pal Brandon Lang said this earlier in the week. Minnesota's given up a lot of 300-yard passers this year. Plus, Drew Brees ate them up at the end of the game. I think Nick Foles can beat that 181-1 projection and help you win in possible fantasy football matchups.
I've already made it clear to you that I believe the Patriots are going to run roughshod through this team. It's not going to be pretty. I think the final score will be something in the neighborhood of 32-12. And I say 12 knowing it's a weird number. I can see a scenario where Brian Hoyer runs out the back of the end zone at some point. Something of that nature happens to give 2 points to Jacksonville. Look, great season for Jacksonville. I hope I'm wrong. This is one of those ones where I'm praying that I'm wrong. Give me the under. Right now, it was at 46 when I made my pick. It has dropped down to 45 right now. Technically, I'm still under it. I'm going to stay under. I just don't know if Jacksonville is going to be able to be a part of this dance. And then once New England gets that score, our boy, Dion Lewis, and the rest of those running backs that are actually still healthy will start bleeding the clock for the Patriots and get this thing over quick so they can start preparing for whoever wins the NFC Championship. So far, Pats -7, under 46 for me.
I love it when you lead into right in my pick because you brought up Dion Lewis. And in my running back position this week, sure enough, there is Dion Lewis. Now, Dion Lewis this week, he's the second highest projected price in fantasy football. He only trails one running back this week, and that's Leonard Fournette, even though Fournette's been injured. Dion Lewis sits second there. Now, why I love his projection of 10 even, right on the money, is because we've always scored all year long with PPR, points per reception. Now, Dion Lewis can give me about 60 yards rushing, 20 yards receiving, and 2 catches, and boom, I hit my projection. I'm right on the money. Now, every catch that he has, that's 1 more point for me. 1 more point for me. If James White does not vulture a touchdown from me, I should be fine with the 10.0 projection for Dion Lewis. He gets in the end zone in a few catches. I beat that number. Give me Dion Lewis to beat his projections this week in fantasy football.
The NFC Championship, I mean, you got to think about this, my friends. Every dog has his day, and sometimes that dog is actually an eagle. And then sometimes that eagle will actually have 2 days. And even though I really want to see a Super Bowl where it's Minnesota versus Jacksonville, yes, that's what I want to see. I know that that's not what I'm going to get to see in any way, shape, or form. The Philadelphia Eagles will get into a street fight with the Vikings, in which it will be a race to 17 points. Whoever scores 17 first will be the winner of this game, and that winner will be the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are just too much for Case Keenum. It's been a pretty story. You're Cinderella. The clock just struck midnight, buddy. Time to run out there, hop on your pumpkin, and head home, Mr. Keenum. I know that hurts you to hear your boyfriend get that kind of slash, but the Eagles are going to win this game.
So not only the Eagles to cover, but to straight up and win it at Lincoln Financial. They're going to the Super Bowl.
They're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to rematch New England-Philadelphia.
I know it hurt you all week long. Was the Brandon Lang where he was leaning, although he didn't tell us on the air, did any influence come into this pick? Because I want to see Minnesota in this.
I have realized that the reason I've been bad this year is I am betting with my heart and not my head. My heart wants Minnesota-Jacksonville. My head fears and knows it will be New England-Philadelphia.
I'm going. I can't go against Case Keenum. I can't do it. I'm going to wide receiver here first, though.
I hope you're right.
So the projections this week for the wide receiver position in fantasy football are ridiculously close. There are 3 wide receivers right now that are within a half of a point of projections when we talk about ranking them. They're all over the place. This is one of these scenarios that if I was allowed to do this, I would call Levack Sunday and be like, all right, I'm changing my pick. Here's who I want, because the numbers are all over the place for wide receivers. Because of that, give me one who's been standardly right around the same spot on all these different sites and the sites I've used for my projections, ESPN, Marquise Lee. Marquise Lee, 7.4 is for this projection for the Jacksonville Jaguar wide receiver. That's about 3 catches and 43 yards, and I hit my number. Here's the issue with Marquise Lee. He's got Blake Bortles throwing him the football. He went catchless against the Buffalo Bills, and he also was under his projection that past divisional round last week. So not a lot of reasons to take Marquise Lee, but if New England, which I believe will blow out Jacksonville, is doing that, Blake Bortles is going to be forced to throw the football in the second half. Someone's got to catch the football. Someone's got to get those garbage points. Blake Bortles and
Stephon Gilmore?
I hope it's not Stephon Gilmore because he plays for the other team. Blake Bortles almost became a fantasy football legend 2 years ago for some people because of how bad Jacksonville was then and how many 300-yard games he had. Hopefully Marquise Lee benefits from that, and he hits his projection this week for me.
Finally, I'll give you the total for the NFC Championship game. I told you this is a race to 17. The final score will be 17-9 Philadelphia. That means under, my friends, under 39. So, to recap my picks, Well, I can't because you haven't gone yet.
I got to do one more.
I will recap shortly then.
All right, cool. I got the Minnesota Vikings here as well, and I have their tight end, who I believe they'll win this game and get on to Super Bowl 52. Pats Vikings is Goz's pick for the Super Bowl. Give me Kyle Rudolph here.
He doesn't play any reindeer games.
No, he does not. Now, last week I'm kicking myself because I said it on the air. I said it's a coin flip right now for me between Zach Ertz and Kyle Rudolph. I want to take one or the other. If I had taken Rudolph last week, I would have been 4-0 last week.
You'd have been able to see through the fog and got all the toys where they belong.
I'm taking Kyle Rudolph this week. An easy, nice projection. 7.7 is an awesome projection to have for a tight end. He's third priced on most sites. So Ertz is ahead of him and Gronk is ahead of him. All I need is a touchdown, really. I get that. A lot of red zone targets. Case Keenum's going to look for Adam Thielen, but he's banged up. Stephon Diggs is going to get a lot of coverage after his finish in Philadelphia. Give me Kyle Rudolph, tight end for the Vikings, to beat a 7.7 projected point total.
To recap my picks, the only man more successful with a glove on his hand than Brady will be Michael Jackson. Brady wins this thing handily, 32-12. So give me the Pats. I'll lay the 7, and I'll take the under. I don't think Jacksonville is aware of what they're walking into as part of Matt Patricia's finale before his finale. So that's that. They will meet the Pats, the Philadelphia Eagles, in Minnesota because the Eagles will beat the Vikings 17-9, also under 39. Give me the give me the dog and the under, and then give me the Pats and the under.
All right, my picks here. Quarterback for the Eagles, Nick Foles. I think he's going to beat his projection for fantasy football, and that number's 11. Running back, New England Patriot running back, Albany's own Dion Lewis. He'll beat his projection of 10.0. Wide receiver, I hated these picks. I want to change it, but I'm going to stick with it anyways. Marquise Lee, Jaguar wide receiver, beats his projection of 7.4. In the tight end position, Minnesota Viking tight end Kyle Rudolph, 7.7. He'll do better than that this Sunday.
That is fantasy versus reality, the second to last one with a little side wager for some Chick-fil-A in there as well.